All right. And we're live. Let me put my my jewelry on. How's everybody doing tonight? My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I make chainmail. And we are working on this large inlay, trying to finesse up all the corners so that it all kind of matches a little bit better, right? Like all the design portion of it's done. I'll show you what I was working off of, and then I'll show you the whole thing. Oh. So this is backwards to you, but it says Finnegans Wake on it, right? And I've made it so that this up here kind of matches this down here, and now I'm trying to make this over here match this, right? So for anyone on Twitch, YouTube, X, or Facebook, I've made this knot work up here match this one down here. And now I'm trying to get this one to match this one, right? And that's going to be like the last step before I fill in all the green, put the curtain hooks on it. So this is what it looks like. Let me get my material out of the way here. Oh, this won't be for sale. It's like 32 inches across right now and 24 inches in length right now. Here. This is an old project I'm just trying to finish. So all the lettering's done. The knot work is done. I just gotta make the two sides match up a little better. How you doing, John? So I'm working on this patch right here. Trying to adjust this a little bit. But if you do want an inlay of a design, I know people that do make and sell them. So thanks, Herblati. We're just moving a lot of rings around, really, because I didn't put them in the right place the first time I placed them. Probably the first several times I placed them, right? This inlay has been 2 rings forward, 3 rings back, and it has plagued me for the better part of 20 years now. And so I'm just glad that it is looking like it's near completion. I want to finish it so I can move on to other projects. So I come and stream on here, and it kind of holds me accountable because a lot of the same people stop by night after night. Come in, say hi, stay for a little bit, pop off. Some of them stay the whole time. But a lot of times we'll get someone new who's just, totally blown away. They had no idea that you could make chainmail at home. And I was the same way once. So trying to give them some guidance on how to get started. Right? I've met several people who didn't know that chainmail was a thing. Outside of, movies that people did. One of my videos recently went pretty viral, and there are people in the comments just shocked that there is a chainmail community that exists out there. Kokomo Kira, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So, anyway, so that's one of 2 reasons I'm on here, right? Introduce people to the fact that you can make cool stuff with chainmail at home. The other reason I'm on here is because I design and sell chainmail-themed apparel and accessories, and helping people fall in love with chainmail seems to be a good way to get them to buy stuff from me. So, it's not all altruistic, but mostly altruistic. Anyway, how is everyone? How's your day today? I got up this morning and went grocery shopping. Time of my life, I tell you what. Everything's through the roof. Cost on everything is just absurd right now. So nothing I can do about it, but I do have plenty of food for the next couple of weeks. Magenta RV, how you doing? So we're all stocked up for right now. It's like I have 2 freezers in the basement, and one is only kind of half full. The other one is completely empty. So I'm not that stocked up, but I do have some chicken and hamburger in the freezer, the additional freezer. It's always a good feeling to have some extra stuff laying around in these trying times. But other than that, it was a pretty uneventful trip to the grocery store. I don't know about you guys. I hear that they are shutting down the self-checkout in a lot of places. They haven't started doing that at my grocery store. So I don't know if that's going to continue. Any day above ground is a good day. Yeah, yep. It's like after having been on 2 deployments, right? I'm pretty chill in most intense situations, and so I'm pretty good with stress, a high stress environment. And somebody asked me why I was doing okay and when this event was going down, and it's like, well, no one's shooting at me while I'm doing this, so I'm doing okay. But yes, any day above ground is a good day. So, what else did I do today? Grocery shopping and trying to think. I just did it a couple hours ago. Must have been a pretty uneventful day. Oh, we worked on tax stuff. If you were here last night, you probably heard me complaining about how my tax situation went down. I got my taxes back, and they had reduced it to 1/3 of what I was expecting. And so when we called to raise that issue with them, we didn't really get anywhere. So that is still up in the air. They don't want to give me my full refund, which I think goes against the spirit and the letter of the law. So I'm going to find out. I've got, what's it called? I've got the subscription to it's not a law firm, right? It's called Legal Shield. Okay? And for like $20 a month, you can talk to a lawyer on any subject, right? And I've used them a few times. So I'm going to give them a call and see if they have any tips or, can tell me whether or not I'm right or wrong. I think I'm right. The state thinks I'm wrong. So call a lawyer, find out, get a good tax lawyer maybe. We'll see. That is quite loud. But that is what I did today. I dealt with that. Where's my volume? In the same place it always is. Then I made dinner. I made spaghetti for dinner, and it actually turned out pretty good. Normally, I like to use Italian beef in my spaghetti, or Italian sausage, rather, and in my chili. Right? And I know some people are going to be like, Italian sausage and chili? What in the world? How dare you? Right? But yeah, all kinds of beans and Italian sausage in the chili. It's good. But my wife does not like Italian sausage. Something about the anise which I guess is a herb or spice or something. I don't know. And so I've tried to shift away from using the magic ingredient of Italian sausage to make the spaghetti super awesome, and just stick with regular sausage. And so I made it with regular sausage tonight, and I seasoned it using a little recipe I pulled off the internet, and it turned out pretty good, so I'm pretty happy. Because the last few times, and these taste like black licorice, that is probably her complaint about it. I don't, I find it very enjoyable in Italian sausage, and here I am going on blabbering about how much I love sausage. Anyway, she doesn't care for it, and I like it. I've never had it taste like black licorice or anything, but you know, you love Anise bears and black licorice. I don't care for black licorice at all. So if it's just a hint of black licorice in the flavoring, I don't even notice it. But now that you said something, the next time I have Italian sausage, I'm gonna notice, and then it's gonna ruin it for me. So thanks for that. You weren't gonna judge. Yeah, don't judge too harshly. I bought a whole bunch of brats today, so I'm looking forward to those. I've got to clean my grill. So the spaghetti was good. I'm proud of myself because the last several times I've made spaghetti with regular sausage, it was not good. So it turned out. And this morning, so last night, if you were here, I was working on this corner up here. Sarah, how you doing? I was working on this corner right here, right? This straightaway had like a shift in it, and it looked like crap. So I took that out. And I had a couple other straightaways that had that same shift, and I removed them all, right? But this one, I kept screwing it up, right? And it was like 10 o'clock at night. It was live on stream. It was still screwed up by the time I got done last night. I come back down this morning, and I fix it, right? And I move on to other parts of the inlay, trying to make it look good. And I get back down here after dinner, and I'm looking at it, and it's still screwed up. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like I don't even know what I'm doing. Pathetic. Whew. So we're moving on. Moving on to bigger and better things here. Getting all this kind of more symmetrical. Like, all the design is there. If I hung it up as is, only other people who make chainmail would like critique it, right? Have I started sealing green rings from the top corners to fill the bottom yet? No, I have not. I want to finish making the 4 knots these 4 knots that go around everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to finish making these symmetrical, and then I'll move to fill in the green and make the rod, or make the loops for the rod to hold it up. I think a border of black and then the lighter green will look fine. I think so too. Border of black and green and silver and yellow, and whatever rings I have left are just going to be used to finish it however it turns out. It's like I have enough rings. I just got to put them all in the right place. So, and some of them are, like a lot of the green ones that I have to move are already woven into this. So a lot of that's going to get moved around, which is fine. It'll look good when it's done. That's my only goal, right? Because I didn't do the prep work and plan out everything with this, and I didn't know how many rings I would need, and so on and so forth. Like, just the fact that I've gotten it to look this good, I'm pretty happy with. How much do you have left? Think you're going to complete it this month? Maybe not this month. So, like, the design work is all done. And I'm just, I'm trying to get this portion right here to match this on this side. And then I got to fill in the bottom with green and do the loops across the top. A lot of work, yeah. It's, you know, it's been a process, that's for sure. So, but we're here now, you know. I've done a ton of other projects since I first started this. And, you know, this was never... I think it started out as a priority. I was like, okay, I'm going to work on this until it's done. And then it just became so overwhelming, and I just didn't have the skill level. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. To finish it, that it got moved to the back burner for a long, long time. Oof, that is a lot of green. It is. It is. It'll all work out. Even if we have to make, like, diagonals from the corner. Or make diagonals on the corner. But from stealing the green away. So, if I had... Okay, so I went grocery shopping today, so I wasn't downstairs. And then I cooked dinner, and I wasn't down here. Tomorrow, I need to mow the lawn. And I'll be outside shooting BB guns with my kid. And then I need to clean the house. So I have to get all that done this week. So I'm not going to have any time between now and the end of the month to put in heavy hours on it, which kind of sucks because I was hoping I would have it done by the 31st so that I could move on to my other enormous project. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So, it is what it is. These projects take as long as they take, right? Especially if you want them, like, okay, this is not done to an expert level, okay? This is a mid-tier project at best. And 99% of the reason why that is because I did not plan out this project in any way. I just jumped into the project and got in over my head really quickly, right? So there are a lot of mistakes, right? There are a lot of places where it could be improved. At the end of the day, done is better than perfect, and so I'm going to spend a little bit of time making everything like visually equilateral all the way around. But I'm not going to redo the whole thing just to make it perfect. So, I wish I could have gotten it done by the end of the month. Where are we at here? 28th? 20th? I mean, I got 3 days. That would be a tremendous amount of work to get done in 3 days. And I've got too much stuff to do. But early part of June, we'll get it done. And then move on to other projects. Home for some sun tomorrow and the energy to do some welding. There you go. My neighbor is a welder. I should buy a welder and have him teach me how to weld. Sounds like a herd of elephants upstairs. But, yeah. We'll get it done, and then we'll move on with our lives. It'll be nice to have this done, because this is one of the larger projects that I've had sitting in the basement for way too long. So if I can get this done up on the wall and out of the way. It's a big project, and everything, I think almost every other project is smaller. Almost. 2 others are larger that I can think of off the top of my head. And that is the Ringception Cube that I've been working on, which if you don't know what that is, I can show you. And the Harley project. Flux core and a MIG is very forgiving. Then get scraps and just practice. Yeah, I want to... It's like I would like a welder, and my kid wants to be a blacksmith when he grows up. He watched like 2 episodes of Forged in Fire, and he hasn't stopped talking about it in like 3 years. So I think I've got Milwaukee Blacksmith up in Milwaukee, an hour away, and I think he has to be 10 in order for him and I to go take a class together. So he will be of age soon. So we'll see. See if we can't get up there. But we already have one big event for him this summer, which is coming up. A couple of weeks. And that was an expensive event, summer camp, week-long thing. So I don't know if we're going to get to do Milwaukee Blacksmith this year, but yeah. Forge, anvil, hammer, welder, right? I would like to add those all to my arsenal. You can literally start with a $100 Harbor Freight welder. It's 93% about practice and 7% knowledge. There we go. 100% $100 Harbor Freight welder. Sounds like a good place to start. Like, I don't need to weld a lot of stuff, so, you know. What I need to do is practice my freaking welds with these rings and my little sparkle welder over there. For a forge, a fire pit doesn't work. Yeah, no, I mean, I can get it all set up. I don't have the, like, shop safety experience, and I don't want to set up something where my son gets hurt, you know? So we'll get it figured out. Kevin, how you doing? So we only have our little shed in the backyard, so it's not like we can have a large professional setup of any kind right now. Maybe that will change. If I ever get like the ability to put a large shop back there, that would be nice. Several of my neighbors have large shops, and I'm jealous. Not huge, but like 16 by 20. I've got room for that. 6 in one, half dozen the other. Go to the firehouse, ask for a retired coat. Pull the liner out and then get some welding gloves. Oh, for like the safety of my child. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, we'll get it figured out. That's just, you know, I've got so many things that I want to do, and what I need is funding. Johnny Danger, how you doing? So I need money to do it all. Yep. Best stuff you can get? Yeah. So Like, the tax return check wasn't an insignificant amount of money, but it's nothing to be super concerned about in the long run. Tire fire coat probably free. Yours was nice. You're riding a rocket into space. Right on. All right. Bob. Let's see here. I feel like you only come here for the jelly cube. All day, all you do is ask about the jelly cube. I can't wait to order the rings for this. This is another project that I need funding for to get the rest of the rings. So I'll get it figured out. I'd like to finish this one this year. That'd be nice. But I've got a ton of stuff to do, other things that can sit for a while. Jelly go swish, yeah. So I was under the assumption that the larger the jelly cubes got, you know, they just kind of stayed the same amount of entertainment. But no, literally the bigger they get, the cooler they are. And speaking of funding, I was talking about this last night too. I guess okay. Going for a 1,000,000 ring cube? No, I'm not, but I have a friend going for a 750,000 ring cube. And it's going to weigh like 200 pounds. Damage, how you doing? So the admin over at the group Chainmail over on Facebook, he is going for a 750,000 ring cube. He's making it out of copper and stainless, and it's going to be huge. So hopefully he will sell it for well over $1 million, right? This is already 1.5 pounds. It's going to be like 3.5 pounds by the time it's done. So I can't imagine a 200-pound cube. You know what I mean? In order to do 1,000,000 rings on one cube, I would just have to stop everything else in order to get that done. And as cool as a 1,000,000 ring cube is, I think my Ringception cube is cooler. Right? Maybe not. But yeah, what was I saying? I was saying something. Oh yeah, Norse Forged had big gathering, right, of TikTok nerds. So, if I want funding, I think that the most likely place for me to be able to sell my print products, my chainmail themed apparel and accessories, is at an event. Because I think that part of losing sales is the disconnect between people can't size an item and they can't feel it, right? So getting my apparel and blankets and stuff into people's hands, I think might help. We'll see. Does size really matter? Yeah. Hey Barb, how you doing? Life is good, mostly. I can't complain. See if I can put this together without any mistakes. Knock on wood. Hope I don't jinx myself. So if I can get enough space on my credit card, and put it that way. That's a good way to think about it. To buy stock for an event by October, then I would like to try to go down as a vendor to the next gathering of the nerds down in North Carolina, right? And I think that would be not only have a good turnout, but it'd be the appropriate venue for what I do. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get down there. Uh-oh, I lost the ring. Where'd it go? It'll fall out, but I heard it. Oh, knocking the camera around. All right, we'll find it. It'll turn up, I promise. It's probably stuck somewhere. Happens all the time. Check your beard, yeah. That's a frequent occurrence in the chainmail world, is that once you start making chainmail, you'll find rings all over your house in the oddest places. All right. It's right there. You saw it. All right, you just putting me on here? Oh, hey, there we go. Perfect. See? It showed up. Rat, how you doing? Especially if you have a cat or child, yeah. Chris, how you doing? You wouldn't put me on? Thanks. Items spawn under the couch, 100%. Yeah, my kid's got a corgi that likes to snatch up my sandals and run around the house with them. And they're just slip-ons I wear around the house, but can't stay long. Thought you'd just say hello. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out for a minute. Any support is good support. All right, where are we at here? Dang it. So, yeah, outside of getting to, the event in North Carolina in October, I don't know what other event in the area I could go to vend. And I am conflicted because getting set up and moving all of my stuff is going to be very difficult for me. So it's I can do short amounts of physical labor, but then I'm wiped out. My migraines get out of control. And what size rings are you using? These are 18 gauge 1/4 inch rings from the Ring Lord. I think they are. Is it standard wire gauge for everything 18 and above, and then American wire gauge for everything 16 and larger? 18 gauge and smaller, 8 SWG, and 16 gauge and larger AWG. There's a couple different wire gauge systems that are used. It's one of those things you got to watch out for when ordering rings, because one manufacturer might not have the same, or might not use the same wire gauge. So that is why everyone should switch to millimeters. Don't even fret about the gauge system. But it's like trying to get America to switch to metric. It'll never happen, right? There's too much already built into the system based off the imperial system. It is the imperial system in America, right? That's what we call it here. You're still skipping through the stars, so can't remember anything. Metric for the win. Yeah. So in the same way that there's too much in the American system already built on the measuring system that we use, there is too much in the chainmail world to switch it all over to millimeters. I don't know. I think people would probably be fine. Use mostly Celsius and 24-hour clock as is? Oh, I don't. And I don't think that metric is an imperial. I don't think that metric is a superior system necessarily. Like, it's better at some things, and then the imperial system is better than at others, right? It just depends on the application. So in this case, when it comes to wire gauges, it should be in millimeters. That would be a better system. And a lot of people have switched over, so maybe one day. All right. Did we do it? Can we make that a little better so that... Uh-oh. That is a little better. I like that much better. It's kind of... let me like switch these out here. It's just more logical as a base 10 system opposed to our SAE base 12 systems. I mean, for some things and for others, it's like, okay, body temperature in Fahrenheit, right? I think makes more sense in Fahrenheit than it does in Celsius. For measuring distances, yeah, okay, kilometers makes sense. Speed, I don't know how fast 100 kilometers an hour is, but I know how fast 100 miles an hour is. I don't know. I don't have any, like, distinct rational basis for why I think Imperial is better in some situations. I'm not going to defend that argument. Are you kidding? I'm just saying I think that it is the case. That's all. Kilometers about 60 miles an hour. No, I mean I am aware of that, right? Because, you know, I think it says it on my truck. But if you told me someone was going 100 kilometers an hour, right, like that wouldn't mean anything to me. I agree with the body temperature and the rest are formalities. Some items make more sense in metric. I mean, I think some do. And, you know, some don't. And I'm not partial to one or the other. Right? I'm not going to be landing space, what do you call those things? Rovers. I'm not going to be piloting Mars rovers from Earth to Mars anytime soon. So, I don't know how essential it is that I be a diehard fan of a given measuring system. But for wire gauges, it would definitely make it easier when trying to find the right wire gauge. Which is why you should have a pair of calipers. for those of you who don't know, in the Mailworks app in the link tree in my bio is a list of suggested tools. And one of those is a lovely pair of digital calipers. And you can go and get yourself a pair of digital calipers by clicking on the link in the Mailworks app. And be sure to turn it off when you're done, right? And you can use it to measure any ring size. If you do purchase this through the link in the Mailworks app, Amazon does give me a reward. Doesn't cost you anything extra. But that is one of the tools are all like my affiliate links. So if you want a caliper set, check the Mailworks app in the tools section. All right, let's see how this looks. It's not, still pretty blocky. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me hold it up. Just this section I was working on down here. Tell me, what do you guys think? Does that look good or too blocky? Too? I don't know how much more I can round it off, to be honest. Looks good. Well, we're just switching this side around to try to make it as ideal as possible. And it's because it was the closest one, right? We got to do this one. Oh, you know what? I know what's missing. There's a whole like row of rings missing up here. This is too thin. So up, across, down. I think if we make every row with 2 rings have 3 rings in it, we should do that first and then see where we are. That might make it look a little better. Looks great. Thank you, thank you. Like there's a couple lines that are only, they should be, okay. So it's 2 rows across, right, is equal to like 3 rows down. Does that make sense? So that's why it's so difficult to make this inlay. One of the reasons is because it's not a 1-to-1 ring per pixel off the image, right? It's like 1.5 pixels by 0.5 pixel is kind of how it goes. You need a jelly cube. If you really want a jelly cube, I can let you know who to talk to, and you can buy one from them. They're smaller than this one, but she uses larger rings, so they're still pretty good size. And her name is Astrid.wolf over on TikTok. I think everyone should have a jelly cube. A turkey in every pot and a jelly cube in every hand. It's my campaign slogan. Think I'll get elected? I wish I could make everyone a jelly cube that wanted one. And at some point, this right here, this project is going to get done. Okay? This already has the start of a jelly cube in it. And this is going to be larger than this one physically, with less rings, okay? Because these rings are bigger, right? And this one is probably going to get raffled off. I haven't decided what the parameters are for the raffle or anything, but I'm going to try and raffle it off. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So you might have the opportunity to win a jelly cube in your future. We'll see. Like, so many people asked about having one, right? Or purchasing one. And it's like, I'd love to be able to make that many jelly cubes that size for everyone, but that's physically impossible. It's like, I would love to make enough chainmail to satisfy the desire for chainmail in the world. And a lot of people don't know that they have a desire for chainmail because they don't know what it is. But once they find out what it is, they're like, holy cow, that's awesome. Give me some, right? Which is why I started a chainmail themed apparel and accessory company, because I can't make enough chainmail to satisfy everyone's desires, but perhaps I can kind of help with satiating that desire. So, because I love chainmail myself. I've been doing it for way too long not to love it. It's one of the few things I'm good at. Like, I have a natural inclination for this. What I don't have a natural inclination for is colors, right? I suck with color. I was watching some color theory video the other day. This girl had blue flowers. Blue flowers, red thorns. Blue flowers, red thorns. And as she painted the painting, the light blue flowers became white flowers with shadow on them. I was like, holy crap. Okay, when did I just screw up? It's the whole, is the dress blue and black or yellow and gold? No, why did I just do that? Anyway, terrible with colors. Good at opening and closing rings and making them into patterns. Bad at almost everything else. Though the way this inlay is going, you wouldn't be convinced that I'm good at this. Like, I started this when I was like 14, and of course I was terrible for years and years and years. And the resources that exist today did not exist back then as far as I was aware. And so there are people now who start making chainmail, and they're making like really high-end quality stuff after a matter of a few months. So like the learning curve is steep but short. And so like what becomes the issue is the grind, right? It's like, how big do you want to make a project? Do you really want to make it that big? You know? How many of these Byzantine bracelets do you want to make? Do you really want to make that many? That becomes the challenge in a short period of time. So. But don't be like me. Don't order rings that you don't know what you're going to do with, right? That is part of the reason why I am struggling with this right now, because I spent a lot of money ordering rings that I didn't have a plan for, and so I've had to come up with stuff to do with them, which is fine, but it's also time consuming. And a lot of projects have been put together and then torn apart and turned into other things, and you know, it's just a whole thing. Know what you're going to do before you order is my words of wisdom to pass on to you. That's me with scale mail. Now you have to find a plan for a lot of black, red, and blue scales. There you go. Yep. How you doing, Nor? No, I get it. I am not a big fan of scales. I had the split rings from the Ring Lord to weave my scales together. And I got so flustered with those that like they scratched up the scales. They were difficult to open and close. It's like I have I forget what the type of plier is, but it's one of these. These aren't the ones I was using, but the split ring pliers, they've got a hook here, and the split ring is like a key ring, so you grab it, you open it up, and then twist it to where it's going. And I got fed up with that really fast. So whereas other people today are using like butted rings for their scale mail, I haven't had the ability to be that fortunate as of yet. So I'm going to order some nicer key rings, basically. Some higher end steel key rings. And then my project looks super cool. You're doing all right? I'm doing good, and thank you. Oh gosh, you use split rings as well for starting out. You had all those issues. It was so hard to learn how to do scale mail with them as your starting tool. Yeah. Like, I definitely like the concept of split rings over butted mail for scale mail, right? But I'm not going into combat with any of my armor that I've made. None of it is combat grade. It's all just for show. So I suppose I really shouldn't be that hung up on it, but I am for some reason. Yeetus, how you doing? And I was going to say, I did see some scales. They were anodized aluminum with a hammered texture to them. I forget who, like Draconic Wares, maybe they were making them. I don't remember who. But those scales, the texture on those scales was awesome. Like, it was hot. It's so hot. Like, I was like, I got all hot and bothered. And I was like, I want to order some right now. But I withheld. I kept my wallet in my pocket. I didn't bring it out. They're so much stronger and need less repair, but they cost a lot of time. Excuse me. The split rings that I had, when I went to go weave them onto the scales, they would stay open on the scale after they were put on the scale. And I'm like, this is not what I want. So I did not finish my scale mail projects. I still have them. Like I said, I'm going to order some fancier split rings and see if I can get those to work. Need to find somewhere to get black and stainless 14 gauge half-inch AWG. Yeah. Is the Ring Lord out? Is that the issue? Who makes black? Okay, JoshuaDiliberto.com makes any ring size. He'll blacken them for you. It's a $40 upcharge, I think. And Whitney Mail. I don't know if he does 14 gauge, but he does titanium if you want titanium rings. Pricey, but worth it. I'd sell my soul for some blackened titanium from Whitney Mail. If I didn't already sell it for a big... Never mind. Yes, issue sometimes too. You had to learn it to a particular way to avoid that issue. You switch to socket rings and it's so much easier. Yeah. Well, and I get like... I don't know. I just feel like I got burned on my introduction to scale mail 20 years ago, so... I never went back. And now they are in a bin down here in the basement, so they're one of the projects that I have to work on before I move on to other newer projects. But I keep getting newer other projects and buying rings for new projects. And I'm going broke. But, yeah, I'll finish them someday. The first name is joshuadiliberto.com. Other than that, I don't know what other manufacturers are going to be doing what. But if you look on the Mailworks app under suppliers, Yeetus, there's like 15, 16 chainmail ring suppliers now. Manufacturers and suppliers. Oh, I think that looks better. I think I need to soften this up a little bit. We need to do something here. And that'll fix it, I think. Oh, you know what? I know what needs to happen. I see it. I see how we can fix it. It's going to be a pain, but it's going to be worth it. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right. So, it's like I know that a lot of the suppliers listed in the suppliers list on the Mailworks app are resellers of like the Ring Lord. I think Mail Order Rings Australia is a reseller in Australia. I know Wraith Mail resells somebody's rings. I don't remember if it's the Ring Lords or if it's Michelle, what's her name? Hyperlinks. Her name's it's Michelle Blankenship. She runs Hyperlinks, right? So I know that Wraith Mail does that. What's welded rings? Like, what is a welded ring? It's a ring that is welded shut. Down one, over one. Over one, down one. Over one, down, okay. So yeah, Josh sells like 1-inch welded rings and varying gauges. I know that much. Okay, you were wondering, never seen that option before? Yeah, I don't think most manufacturers offer any welded rings at all. Right? There is, of course, Mailtech, which offers sheets of chainmail. Welded, 20 gauge, 1/8 chainmail. But it comes in like 4-inch strips. And if you want to make it into something, you got to cut it and make it, you know, how you want it and then weld it all back together. But other than that, I don't know of anyone who sells welded rings. This is going to get messy. But I think it's the right move. It's going to require a little bit of cleanup. But once we get this side like looking good, then the other side is just copying. Right? Yeah. So I don't know if Josh from Brackenmail is still... I don't know what he's up to, right? I assume that he's still filling orders and making rings and stuff, but he doesn't weld rings, but he anodizes titanium in some cool patterns. I don't know what anybody else does. It's been a hot minute since I've had a chance to go and look at suppliers and what they're doing. So I should do a review. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Appreciate it. So kind. Alright, I want to stop for a second and make sure that I've gotten this much done correctly so far. Right? Down one, over one. Down one. Or down one. Nope. I'm just going to call you Amber. Thank you for the heart. Amber S level 4. Anyway, thank you for the heart. How? Oh, whoa. The puzzle piece of death. Unable to verify. Please try again. No, verify me. There we go. Anyway. Amber? Okay. How are you tonight? Thanks for stopping by. Nice to see you. Oh no, I don't like that puzzle. It's not fun. No, it's annoying because sometimes it pops up and sometimes it doesn't. Right? I need to set an alarm. That's what I need to do. Start my stream and for 59 minutes let my timer run, and then when it runs out, check for the puzzle piece. Because it's always an hour after I start. That much is at least consistent. Relaxing listening to Sleep Token. Right on. What is, pardon my ignorance, but what is sleep talking? Is it someone reads you The Hobbit in a soothing voice? And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to mock you or anything. I just like, that just kind of sounds like what it is. If you had told me that that was what sleep talking is. Oh, it's the name of a band. Okay, I gotcha. Gotcha. But if you told me that sleep token was someone reading you the soothing lines of the Silmarillion, you know, in a magical voice that just made you a little drowsy and put you to sleep, I would believe it. I wouldn't even double check. I'd just like, yeah, that checks out. Oh, man. Sleep token. I've never heard of them, but that's not unusual at all. As I don't... I'm not much of a music connoisseur. It's like, get in the car, listen to whatever is on the radio. Right? Turn on Pandora, listen to whatever's on Pandora. I don't know. Yeah, it had you confused first too. Someone reading you The Hobbit, you would have believed it too, yeah. Dislogo Gamer Aussie. How you doing? It's your current hyper-focus music? Right on. I can appreciate that. I am currently listening to whatever is playing on Pretzel Rocks, which is like the streaming copyright-free music of Streamlabs OBS. So that none of my content gets taken down for copyright infringement. All right. Dislogo Gamer Aussie. I think that's how that's pronounced. I'm working on a large chainmail inlay. And it says Finnegans Wake on it. And it's backwards to you guys. Right? Apparently, though, if I turn it around, it's... you can read it. Right? So, albeit a bit blurry. Finnegans Wake. And it's got like some Celtic knotwork behind it. And I am trying to make all the Celtic knotwork like look the same. That's genius, not gonna lie, learn something new. Right on. So anyway, I'm taking this line and moving it more in a round manner, ring by ring, which is arduous and tedious, but once I have this side done, then I can just copy it on the other side, so. Make this side look good, and we're not going to get through all of it tonight. I only have like 20 minutes left. I might be able to perhaps finish this corner I'm working on here. So in an hour and a half, I fixed this area here and rounded this a little bit, just to give you an idea of how long this stuff takes. Part of the reason why I'm hanging out on here. Show people that, hey, you know, this stuff takes a long time, but it's really rewarding. And we'll get through this project. It's not going to take another year. Let's see. Hi. At Sea Watermelon. I don't know what that means. Are you saying hello to someone? All right, down, over one. Black, yellow. Okay. Anyway. Ton of stuff that you can make with chainmail. And this just, you know, one example. Megan, how you doing? Thank you. Coming in hot with the compliments. I like your style. All right. What did I just do? Over one, down one. Yeah, okay. I'm in the right place. Never mind. Oh my god, my neck. Hang on. Oh, okay. Fun fact about me is that my head doesn't like to turn to the right. And I don't know which color I need next. Yeah. My neck just kind of froze up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, he'll be fine. I'm sure I can just walk it off tomorrow. If I can get out of bed. So, where did this logo gamer go? Is he still here? If this logo gamer is still here. The reason I'm making an inlay was this started out as a project back in like 2005 for a bar that I frequented. And it was a bar that I would go to on the weekends when I was stationed in Fort Polk, Louisiana in the military. And they are since closed, long since closed, unfortunately. So this will never grace their walls, but like after I left Louisiana, I started as kind of like if I ever go back and visit, I'll give it to them, kind of thing. Just because like it got me out of the barracks. It gave me a place to go and hang out where I wasn't surrounded by my coworkers who I lived with and worked with in the military. You kind of get tired of those people after a while, especially after you've been deployed with them for a year. Right? They're all fantastic, wonderful people. I'd love to spend every waking moment with them, but I did at times get selfish and find some solace in a pint of Guinness at Finnegans Wake. So, and now we're here. Taken me way too long, but it is what it is. Okay, that's yellow. This is black. After this, I don't think that I'm ever going to do another inlay. To be honest, right? Unless someone else does all the pre-planning, right? Because that was what got me into trouble with this one, is I didn't want to do the prep work I needed to get this done in a timely manner. So I tried to freehand it, and then I was in over my head. And kind of really screwed myself, and that's why it's taken the better part of 20 years. And so now that it's done, I'm like, I still don't want to do the prep work for any inlay. Or if I do have to make an inlay, I will make a less complex one that is easy and not challenging in any way whatsoever. It's like someone asked me the other day about putting saddlebags, putting chainmail on their saddlebags like I have on mine, on my Road King. And I gave them a price. It was pretty high because I'm like psychologically burnt out from that project. I never want to wrap saddlebags in chainmail ever again, despite the fact that it's cool. Just gonna... It's like I'd love to want to do this for someone, but I never want to lace anything ever again. And that's the lacing the chainmail to the saddlebags was the longest, most arduous part of that process. I did not enjoy it. I still have more to do for the Road King project. So it's gonna look cool when it's done, but it's a lot. It's a big project. Hoping to get to that next. Like the saddlebags are done on that project. I'm hoping to get the gas tank bib and the toolkit wrapped in chainmail by the end of this year so that it's ready to go for next year. Thanks, Kevin. I think changing this corner is going to work out. A lot more work to do on this, but one ring at a time. We'll get there. Patrick, how you doing? I'm doing all right. Doing okay. Getting stuff done. Kind of getting out of that whole 2 rings forward, 3 rings back, and we're kind of making some real progress on this. Almost ready to be finished. Almost. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. How are you doing? Is everyone out of school for summer? You guys all finished up? Kids all finished up? My kid is like 2 days done with school. And he's losing his mind. Oh, but he did, however, go and beat Tears of the Kingdom this morning, which not even I've done. And I put in a few hundred hours into that game, just screwing around and completing all the missions and everything. He had like none of the missions done except the main ones. So he just went to fight Ganondorf and beat him this morning, which I was very proud. That's like what is it, Super Mario Odyssey? I don't remember who got him the Switch. It wasn't me. It was probably his mom, right? But he had a Switch at an early age. And he played Super Mario Odyssey as a little, kid. Like 5 or 6. I know, bad parent, I know, right? And he beat that fairly quickly. So no, you're not done with school yet. Still got some school or someone in school. Well, it's coming. But yeah, my kid, once he beat Tears of the Kingdom this morning, he was very bored. And he kept asking me, he just kept asking me questions. Little kid questions, but it was every 30 seconds. And then he complained about being bored. And it was kind of a rainy, crappy day. So not at all professional gamers are athletes in their own right. Yeah. He wants to be a YouTube streamer when he goes up streaming video games. And he keeps asking me if he can start a YouTube channel. Like, he keeps negotiating. Can I start it at 13? That's when they say you can start it. They say you can start it at 13. I'm like, no. You can start it when you're an adult. Oh. The rapid fire style, little people questions. Yeah, your son is 6 and wants to do the same. Yeah, like I had to put a stop to it. I was like, okay. You've asked me 500 questions in the last, 4 minutes. Let's take a breather here. Alrighty. So, Okay. I like... It looks wonky, right? I'm going to hold it up. It looks wonky, so clearly I need to fix that, right? But I do like this curve a whole lot more. I like everything from here over to right there. Right? Oh, I guess I should hold up the big camera. So, where is it at here? I like it from here all the way down to right there. So I'll mesh these two lines together better, clearly. That needs to be worked on, but this is much better than it was. And this green patch right here is much more the size it should be. So we'll keep grinding away at this. All right. Just got to wait till I hit the right edge. Yeah. Just keep saying once you're old enough, you'll get you the whole setup to do just that. Yeah. I'd more than happy to provide, money for a computer powerful enough to do what he wants to do. But, he's not anywhere near old enough, so. Because, like, the earlier you start working on thumbnails, editing video, right, that is a skill in pretty high demand, right? So just learning the ropes is a valuable thing to learn, right? And I'd love for him to pick something he wants to do and then become a professional at it later on, right? He thinks that he'll be a professional YouTube streamer and make millions of dollars like Mr. Beast, but what kid doesn't, right? I'm not going to shatter his dreams just yet. My only thing is, I don't care if he wants to go into the trades or be a YouTube streamer or go to college and become a doctor, right? Whatever. It's like he's going to go and learn a skill. I don't care what it is, plumbing, electrician, welding, something, right? Carpentry, whatever, right? And after that, if he wants to go to college, great. But he's going to have a fallback because my parents did not have any plan they divorced, right? And so after they divorced, they had no plans or means of which to prepare a future for me, which is how I found myself in the Army, getting deployed. I don't want my kid to be deployed anywhere ever. So it's like, I don't want to discourage him from going into the military, but at the same time, also, I don't want him to have that only option, right? As I felt I did. We boys are doing the same thing on streaming platform? Yeah. On controlled apps. Is that what your kids are doing? You're a military family as well? Yeah. So, just something. Just a skill that is marketable, right? Because I didn't have anything, or the means to attain any of it. And I was like, all right, well, I'll go join the military, I guess. So, but anyway, for anyone listening, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I make chainmail, right? These projects are funded by purchases from my website, so if you want to see more of these, you can use discount code LIVESTREAM, all one word, lowercase, LIVESTREAM, to get 20% off any item you purchase after this live stream, right? It's my way of saying thanks to the people who've hung out all this time. So please go to mailworks.com and pick yourself out something nice. Use discount code LIVESTREAM to get 20% off. I'm usually here 8:30 to 10, 8:30 to 10 Central Standard Time, most nights of the week, hanging out. And if you want to come back and see like other projects that I've worked on, right? Other projects that I'm going to be worked on. If you want to see this finished, come back and hang out sometime. We do have the Mailworks app, which is available in the link tree in my bio over on TikTok, or if you're on X, Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, it's on my website. There's a tab for the Mailworks app up at the top. Inside of the app is where to find chainmail ring manufacturers and suppliers, where to find tutorials, what tools are recommended, where to find where other chainmail artists hang out at. It's a free app. There's a couple of wonky icons right now because I haven't gotten back in there. And Apple's being a pain in my butt, but I'll get Apple sorted out as soon as I can. It should still work for the next 3 days, but after that, it might not be listed on their app store, but it'll still be working on everybody that downloads it right now. And then inside the app is also a Discord. If you want to join, learn more about chainmail. We just opened it up. There's a couple people in there already, and we're, sharing pictures of stuff we work on and, answering questions for people that need their questions answered, and just trying to provide a niche community, for people to get started in. So the giant jelly cube is so awesome. Yeah. This one's cool. My Ringception jelly cube is going to be really cool too, but this one's cool. I like it. Other than that, please go follow all of my socials. I'm trying to grow as many platforms as I can because I don't know what the future holds for any of them. They're all listed in the link tree in my TikTok bio or at the bottom of my website. Other than that, I do have some stuff I got to do before the night ends, and so I'm going to stop here, take a break, take some ibuprofen, because I want to be able to move my head tomorrow morning. You went to get the app downloaded? Have a great night. You all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get out of here. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. I don't know why I do that. I just like Barbie in Toy Story. At the end of Toy Story, she's like, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Anyway. All right. You all have a good one. Thanks for the follow, guys. Have a good night.